Hello, my name is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and today I have this 2003 Prevost XL40 that's been converted by Marathon Coach. This is a beautiful custom coach that cost about $1 million when it was new and has about $40,000 just in options, and the previous owner was extremely meticulous about maintaining it. So today I'm going to walk you around the exterior. I'm going to talk about some pros and cons. We're going to get on the road and test drive it, and any flaws I see I will point out. And I've spent a few hours with the coach trying to understand how it operates. There are a lot of really nice automated systems that this coach comes equipped with, and there's really a reason as far as driving experience goes that everyone in the RV community talks about Prevost coaches as being the top dog. So I'm really excited to get started. Let's start with the front of it as usual. So we've got these split pane, huge windows up front. They're free from any cracks, any star chips, stuff like that. There's a small little nick right there, but it hasn't gone all the way through. This is I believe this is dual pane glass. Yes. So great shape. You have that little blackout up top to reduce. What that does is absorbs your sunlight as you're going down the road, so it's a lot less glare up front. There's one little rock chip right here. And there's a few very, very minor rock chips here and there. But overall, the rock chips aren't too bad at all, considering this coach has done about 119,000 miles. Now stick around, because later I'm going to talk about the extensive amount of data and history on the coach as far as maintenance goes. The gentleman spent a lot of money on it. For instance, he's replaced all the shocks with Koni suspension. He's replaced the airbags. He's upgraded the tag tires to 365 size. There's all sorts of maintenance that he's done on the coach to keep it up. And he's even pulled a Detroit diagnostic sheet from Detroit. He took it to Detroit and had them pull it. It has histograms. It has all sorts of graphs as far as maximum load, how much time it's spent at maximum load, over rev counts, maximum rev, average rev. It has all sorts of really, really cool data that goes super in depth into the history of how the coach was treated and how it's been maintained. So stick around for that. We're going to talk about that later. So you'll notice that a lot of the lights on the coach, I believe they're the only lights that aren't LEDs or halogens are the accent lights, which are fiber optic. And then you have some other strip lights that aren't LED, but everything else is LED. So even the ambers all along the coach are LEDs. Now it's got Alco, or it's not Alco, it's aluminum wheels all the way around. They are made by Alco, they're Alco aluminums. Now Prevost put these beautiful aluminum wheels on their coach, which has this massive center cap. And this is not, really, some of the center caps that other aluminum wheel manufacturers put on are smaller and they look a lot more flimsy and fake. However, these look really heavy duty, and they certainly are heavy duty. We've got 365 size tires up front. And since the previous owner upgraded the tags, we actually have 365 tires all the way around. All the doors, all the compartment doors and doors are push button to unlock. And it does have a keyless entry system, which we have the code for. That's a big thing. A lot of people have the keyless entry systems with the touchpad but don't have the code, and it can be a real pain in the neck to try to get the code from the manufacturers. So right here we have, this is an option actually to have this slide out arrangement here with the drawers. So what you do is you undo that little latch, you pull it out, and you actually have access to your slide out compartment, which goes out on the other side as well, but you have some access to it. So it looks like that's a little step, I suppose, if you're in a certain situation where you need a little extra boost to get up, but you can't drop the suspension, so that shouldn't really be a problem. You've also got, check this out, publication techniques, technical publications, all for this coach. It's got the 0784, which is the Marathon coach number. So this is a lot of important stuff to have that came from the factory. We've got a lot of extra filters. Look at that. That's 6 extra filters right there. We've got, not sure what this is. These are just extra towels. Kohler, these are oil filters. We got an oil filter for a Kohler generator and 3 fuel filters for it. We've got extra paint that go with the coach. This is factory paint that goes with the coach in case you need a touch-up. This is some oil. We've got a bunch of extra belts here. This is just an outdoor mat. We have some tire covers, We have an extra emergency awning rod to pull in one of your drawed awnings if one goes out. And then those are just some mats over there, and there's also some extra air struts under there for your compartment door. So a lot of extra parts that the gentleman, and there was a couple who owned this, had and kept just in case, and it all goes with the coach. So that's probably a good couple $100 worth of parts and stuff. And it's really not only the money that this brings value, it brings a lot of value as far as time goes, because it's extremely time consuming. Think about it, just to call and have to figure out what exact paint Marathon used on this bus and then have to order some of that paint. That's a time consuming process. So it goes well beyond the dollar value that those paint cans hold. Let me slide this back in. I really can't get over how well this coach has been maintained and looked after. Up here, this is just a little compartment. It looks like you put a ladder in here or some kind of box or anything you'd like. There are little straps that pin up to this top so they don't come out or don't move around while you're going down the road. And right here, these are some gauges for your generator. So you got your water temperature, oil pressure, and the volts, I guess, coming from the battery. So that's the starting amps it has available to it, the starting volts. Shut this. Check this out. I actually didn't even notice this until I've opened this so many times, and I just noticed it about an hour ago. Check it out. If you look on top, there's an extra compartment right here for some really nice wood and aluminum fold-out chairs. And they say Marathon Coach on them. So these are really nice fold-out chairs. They're actually really hidden very well in this storage compartment. And right here is your Kohler 20 kilowatt generator. It rides on air suspension, essentially sort of similar to how the coach rides as far as suspension setup, but obviously the coach has a much more complex suspension setup. But this is really neat. What this does is that makes this generator, which is a 20 kilowatt generator, have less vibrations and sound a lot quieter than generators a fraction of its size. Because when you're inside, you can barely hear it and you can barely feel this generator. And it is on a slide out tray. That's extremely difficult to pull out because it's very heavy. I'm not going to pull it out too far. The thing is showing 892 hours on it. Look how clean it is, especially on this side, because the gentleman had this thing recently serviced. It's got new filters, new antifreeze. The antifreeze was flushed. Lock that in place there. Make sure it's locked and steady. Pull this back down. It's a satisfying lock into place. Now right here is a access point to your diesel fuel tank. So you've got one access point here on the driver's side of the coach, and then you have another access on the passenger side of the coach. And what's very interesting about the XL40 model, well, let me correct myself, XL2 40 version, the previous generations were XLs and with older generations. Now the XL40 actually has the largest fuel capacity out of the three available models, and the three available models in 2003 were, of course, the H345, then the XL245, and then the XL240, which is what this is. And interestingly, the smallest coach has the largest fuel capacity. That's just a little quirk about it, which is kind of cool. All the compartment door air shocks are in excellent condition. They open right up on their own. Right here we have some emergency inverter bypasses. So this coach is, of course, equipped with two, I believe, 4,000 watt inverters, super high-tech inverters. And you can manually override them if you ever need to. And you also have disconnects on the left. Theoretically, you really will never have to touch those unless something goes wrong. But it's nice to know exactly where they are, just in case. You also have some extra goodies over there, like a hose and a 30 to 50 connector. Right here is your wet bay area. Now this is a beautiful wet bay area. You can really see all the extensive metalworks that's gone into this. We have an outside shower here. Or I wouldn't even call it an outside shower, outside sink. It's a beautiful little thing made out of metal, folds out, it's very tight and stiff. I actually have the water pump on right now, so see. Now over here You have electric reels on your shore power cord. You've got electric reels for your sewer hose, of course. I apologize for the airplane. We're about 15 minutes from GSP International, so every few minutes there's an airplane flying over, which I find really cool to watch airplanes right above us coming into land, but then I do a video and it bothers me. So you have dump power. So of course, if you're hooked up into, if you're in a camping spot with full hookups, you can be inside the coach and just press a button and dump your tanks. You never have to go out. I mean, if you're connected in a camp spot, you got your hose in the ground, you got power and everything, you just flick a button inside, dump your tanks, that's it. You never have to come out here until you have to leave the camping spot. That's really nice. But obviously you're gonna have extra dump powers over here. You have an autofill switch to automatically fill up the water tank and shut off when it's full so it doesn't overflow. Now look at this is interesting. My dad said it made him feel like it was an alien spaceship. So to have your hoses come out, there's a little drop door on the bottom, so you have to turn on the power, then press down. All right, sorry about that quick cut. My dad just rolled by, I needed to talk to him. So all you do to get that drop door to come down is you press down, and it pneumatically comes down and lets all your hoses and things come out. It's pretty neat, and it allows it to quickly be out of there and then you can close the compartment door. You don't have to go through those little holes or anything like that, which can be a little annoying, so it's nice to have that. Now over here, you have access to your Technolink, I think that's what it's called, is Technolink system, which is what the coach has throughout. It has other screens as well on the interior, but you can view all your important things. You can see your house batteries, you can even look at your backup camera, you can look at your tank levels, everything like that is on quick access right there from the screen, so that's nice to have out here. You also have a soap dispenser. You have an electric, this is a little remote for your power reel, so you can be out there, trying to hook it up and pressing the buttons. You don't have to be right here. It can be a little annoying to not have that remote. That's pretty nice. This is just a surge protector because we keep this coach plugged up when we're not taking pictures or doing video. Now check this over here. It says excellence by design. That's a marathon slogan right there. And it's nice to see that sticker right there on the beautiful aluminum wet bay we have. So let me shut this. I'm gonna turn that off so the screen doesn't go bad. The paint is in excellent condition and the stripes are gorgeous. So you can see in the paint itself, each color has its own little design within the paint. So there's like a marbling effect to the orange. It's like a burnt orange, sunset orange color. There's a marbling in it. There's a beautiful marbling in the white stripes, and there's specks in it. It's just a gorgeous paint job. And from 50 feet, the coach looks striking. And the closer you get to it, you notice the amazing details that are within the paint. This has to be about a $50,000 paint job, at least, that came from Marathon Coach. And it's one of the best Prevost paint jobs that I've seen in person. Now this is your rear dually here that, like I mentioned, is also now an upgraded 365 tire size. On the original setup from, in 2003, the tags were 315 size, and that is a nice upgrade that a lot of Prevost owners do, is they put 365s on the back, so it makes it ride a little quieter, a little nicer. Now he's also replaced the dog bone connectors in the suspension back here, the little tie rods. He's replaced so many things, and I'm chomping at the bit to get at how many things he's changed, but I don't want to bore you in the beginning of the video. We're going to get to all the things he's done, but he's done a lot of things, a lot of changed out parts in the suspension, which is what you need to do with a coach this age. It gets to a point where you really need to go ahead and switch out a lot of parts because it's just old, and this has been done on this coach. So I'm excited to get to that point, but first let's talk about the engine. Now this is, of course, a Detroit Series 60, putting out about 525 horsepower, side radiated, of course. And the rear engine compartment opens up so you can really get a great view of the engine. There we go. Let's open this up. Now the alternator has had, about 2 years ago, it had the gasket replaced, the seal replaced, and has a new pulley on it. Now this right here is your compressor for your dash air conditioning. I believe that's, and then over here you have your 270 amp alternator. Now this engine runs really, really well. It's a butter smooth engine in the first place. And then combine that with the fact that this is sitting on a Prevost chassis. Well, it's sort of a chassis, it's a monocoque chassis. You really feel absolutely no vibrations, and it's a beautifully sounding motor. Now, earlier, before I moved the coach to the spot right now where we're doing this main outside video, I actually recorded the startup for it. Now, I did this startup video then because I wanted you to hear a cold startup of the coach. So let me show you that real quick. And remember, it's a cold startup. That 12.7 liter Detroit Series 60 sounds great, doesn't it? I love when that little extra rattle kicks in. I don't know, a lot of diesels that are really large seem to do that. When you first start them up when they're cold, it's just running smooth, and then that diesel sound comes in, and it sounds so good. Anyways, let's take a step down the passenger side of this coach and check out, I just noticed how intricate and how perfect this is. This is like in metal, the little venting. It looks super nice. And it goes really well with the design of the side of the coach. These XLs have these gorgeous lines down the side, and we just had it buffed and waxed, so it's looking really nice right now. Let's open this compartment here. Right here is, you have a lot of access here. That's your water pump right now, right there. And check out the size of that water pump. A standard RV comes with a water pump just a fraction of, probably like 1/10 of this size. This is a heavy duty water pump, and then you have an air filter system right here. So this gets the air out of the water, so you don't have any, when you turn your sink on, there's an air coming out of it like in a really, lower end coach. So that's a nice thing. A lot of luxury coaches have that. It's nice to have this gorgeous access panel so you can open it up, check real quick, make sure nothing's going wrong. You also can just pull it open and actually get in there and have quick access to a lot of things. And the pressure this thing creates is like household pressure. Sometimes even better than a lot of household water pressures from the city. So that's a really nice water pump right there. Right here, the previous owner actually had this redesigned in here and fitted it with an upgraded TV. And there's actually another really nice technology upgrade that we'll talk about more inside, but essentially you can control the systems with an iPad, which is a major upgrade. But he also redid this interior right here for the TV compartment. Now this comes out on a swivel, so you just pull it out. So you can be sitting over there or something. You also have access to the storage back behind it. Take a look. This gorgeous wood. Now these are all the controls. Now this coach has 4 Girard patio awnings, 2 on each side, which means the entire side of both the driver and passenger side is covered in a massive Girard awning. You have the 4 controls for those right here by button. You also have remote controls for it as well. You have an extra water filter, a few little extra things. There's 2 extra brand new water filters, 3 including this one. All right, so unfortunately, we ran out of SD card space, so I had to swap a new SD card in, and now we're gonna continue the video. But it does give me an opportunity to show you this coach at night. It's kind of dusk right now with the LED light strip. It looks amazing. But let me show you behind this TV here. By the way, this is a huge upgrade. The previous owner had this entire thing in here remodeled. He had a new TV put in that is controlled with that upgraded iPad. By the way, it has an upgraded iPad thing to control all the coach's systems over the older touchscreen system. That's a huge upgrade. He had it done at Marathon Coach. We're gonna talk about that more a little later. It's an amazing system, but this is one of the many things he did at Marathon to upgrade this coach and bring it into the, the new little more modern coach era. Now you've got some storage trays down in here. They're drawers. Now it's got 4 patio awnings, which means both the driver and passenger side are completely covered in massive patio Girard awnings. So you've got 2 on the driver's side, 2 on the passenger side. You've got your 4 switches for them right here, and you've also got remote controls for them right here, and then an extra control right there for them. So you've got also 3 extra water filters You've got extra air valves for the pneumatic system that the coach is equipped with. Got a DVD player down there, another drawer, storage compartment, an extra remote control for your sewer and electrical power cord reels. This is really nice to have an extra one of these. The woodwork even down in this compartment is gorgeous. By the way, the owner not only put in a new upgraded smart TV that's controlled with an iPad, it has a great upgraded sound bar right there made by Dolby. You've got a BIC Venture audio system down here. These are really deep, so these look like subwoofers out here, so you've got a lot of bass. This is basically a really high-end TV setup out here, and it's just an outside TV. It's got, see what I'm talking about? Great sound bar and these really deep subwoofers and sound system. Huge upgrade to have that out in the storage compartment for your entertainment system. That's a big thing because in 03, the TV systems and audio systems were not up to standard as they were in 2016 when that was done. And that was done by Marathon. This is a small little storage compartment here. Extra storage up on top. Got also house disconnects for your batteries. Listen to that click. Really satisfying. By the way, we have the original color option sheet for this coach. So you see this marbling? I hope you can see it pretty well. Yes, you can. This beautiful marbling and spec. It's got a terracotta design in the burnt orange and this gorgeous granite. It says granite in the paint spec sheet from Marathon. And so I was right. It looks like granite stripes down the side of the coach. It's a beautiful, really well thought out, highly intensive paint job that this coach has. By the way, quickly before we open this compartment, check it out. We've got 2 extra chairs right here. Put the camera up top, check it out. 2 of those Marathon coach embroidered in the seats, fold out, made out of wood and aluminum. By the way, air shocks are great. It opens itself automatically. This is the front pass-through storage compartment that we talked about on the other side that has the drawer option on that side. So you just undo this lock and it can come out on the passenger side as well. Now we've already talked about this stuff. Here are those 4 air shocks, brand new in the package that I talked about. This mat goes in the coach. I took it out because I wanted to show you guys all the beautiful granite that this coach has, but it does go with the coach. And it locks into various places as well. By the way, it looks brand new. It has a mounting spot for it. It's a Marathon coach floor mat that goes, or it's a doormat, I should say. Looks like it's never been used. One of the many other upgrades that the previous owner did to this coach is, you can really notice it right now in this darker lighting, is that strip, that LED strip that goes down your 2 Girard awnings on the passenger side. He did this at Marathon. There is a switch in the coach that looks like it's from the factory from 2003 to turn them on. So that's a huge thing about this coach. It has all sorts of fantastic upgrades done to it, but because they were done at Marathon, everything looks original. It looks OEM. So everything on the coach, all the upgrades, you touch it, you feel it, you operate it, it feels like it was put there by Marathon in 2003. And guess what? Marathon did it in 2015, 2016. So it feels OEM, but it's got all kinds of really nice upgrades that allows this coach to shoot well above its year model. All right, we're gonna take a step inside the coach, but before we do, I wanna show you one thing, and I'm gonna open up and grab the key, so we'll be right back. All right, I wanted to show everyone this. I did mention earlier that we have the original number combination to enter into the keyless unlock. Now, I'm not gonna show it on screen because, for obvious reasons, the buyer of this coach will get the code, but what I'm gonna do is show you that the coach is locked, right? There's only one way to unlock it. So I'm gonna show you that. So right now I'm typing in the code. There it is. Once the code is put in, it will unlock the door. Now you can press the last key of the combination and it will unlock all the compartment doors as well. So now that it's unlocked, I can open it right up. Now check out the doorway. It's got this gorgeous leather door with this beautiful fabric that matches the burgundy of the coach. It's in great condition. A lot of times you'll see a lot of kick prints and other unwanted items and dirtiness on these doors, but this door looks immaculate. Now there's another option that this coach has from Marathon. This coach is equipped with granite steps and chrome side paneling to the stepwell. So you can see it's a beautiful looking entrance to this coach. You got the chrome down there on the bottom, the chrome on the sides, the granite stepwell. You obviously have these little fabric things to catch dirt on the way in, but it's a beautiful, beautiful entranceway, and the granite really does it service, matches the rest of the granite in the coach. All right, I'm gonna hand the camera off, and we're gonna continue with the interior, and I'm excited. All right, we're on the interior of this coach now, and you will notice how elegant and how amazing it feels in here. Everything you lay eyes on and touch and feel has a sense of quality and that was well thought out when it was originally put in this coach. Now over to your left, we have this optional Euro recliner that's covered in leather. The condition is excellent. It's showing no signs of wear and tear or anything like that. You also have this beautiful granite countertop, or it's an Avenite countertop. And check out the accent lighting that goes all the way around and under this. You also have a control panel for a lot of your light switches in the area. You've got little access points for wires, so if you want to put a laptop or set up a computer here, you can wire it down and plug it into power, and it'll still look sleek. You won't have all those wires in your way. And by the way, the Avenite, which is a sand Mojave color from Marathon coach, continues up on the windowsill. So the windowsills are made out of Avenite. And under the windowsills, down the sides of the coach, there's accent lighting under here. And if you get down, you barely will ever see this, but there's actually this beautiful gold chrome piece under there that goes with this accent piece. Now right in here, you just have some storage, and this is equipped with a PepWave wireless Wi-Fi system, so you can plug into that. That is a really high-end Wi-Fi system, so you can connect it to your InMotion satellite dish and have Wi-Fi while going down the road. Click that into place. Now most of the slide out doors and the drawers have these little beautiful little locks. So unlock it. Now stored in here is some of the golden material you want to see on a coach. You've got all of the trace engineering manuals. You've got all the original manuals for the coach. There are three booklets under here. All kinds of manuals. You've got the original Prevost manual, and here is the amazing stuff that I'm going to talk about in a separate clip later on in order to not really slow the video down. But you've got the maintenance log and the mileage log that the previous owner maintained. And if you flip through it, you can see how extensive it is. You've got all kinds of interesting information in here. So we're going to talk about that later. I'm going to go really in depth on that. But right now I'm just going to continue on with the interior. Everything closes with a solid click and then locks into place. Now this is your co-pilot's chair here. It is also a recliner, and it is heated and cooled. It's fully electric. The lumbar, everything is electric. It swivels so you can have an extra recliner here in your lounge area, your salon area. So obviously you push a button, it kicks it out. And it also, both the driver and passenger seats have these little comfort alert. It's made by Relaxer. It's essentially sort of like a massage seat. You can have it vibrate and pulsate, and it's a really nice thing to reduce road fatigue. So when you get out of a coach like this, traveling down the road, you do not feel tired. You feel energized because you're sitting in this luxurious cockpit. It's super quiet, super easy to drive. You're getting your, if you want the seat heater on, it can be on. You're getting a little massage while going down the road. It's an amazing driving experience just to drive. But when you park it, obviously, it's extremely elegant with all the lights on. So an amazing masterpiece this coach is. And Prevost have had a legacy for a long time for a reason. Now in this area, we have an optional Fisher & Paykel dishwasher and a drawer. This is a great little system. It clicks into place. A lot of times, coaches that have these systems, they have like little Velcro things, and it just doesn't look nice. But this is an actual built-in by Marathon lock into place, so it looks really sleek. You just have the buttons outside for it. We have another compartment drawer here. By the way, that crock pot is brand new. It goes with the coach. You also have an extra pan and some cutting boards if you like. LED lights even in this under compartment door, by the way, and automatic lights in here too. So that's a really nice thing. Prevost are really high-end, high-dollar coaches for a whole lot of reasons, and it's really because of the extreme attention to detail and the lack of cutting corners. Everything is thought out. Everything has a purpose, even this little automatic LED light. Now you'll notice this countertop space is really nice. You've got beautiful windows as a background, and this anthracite continues on this little pillar here and this pillar here, and it's beautiful. So the windows are excellent. When you're cooking and you're at a great camp spot, you've got a great view outside. The windows in here are massive. That's another huge, nice benefit about the interior of Prevost, that the windows are really big. Another thing, look how well fit these inserts are. You can almost, at some angles, you can't even see the line to tell that there's an insert there. Obviously, this hole, it's a dead giveaway, but it's so well fit in here. It doesn't even move around if you try to do it, and you can barely see the lines, which is one of the things that reduces interior noise while going down the road and just provides an excellent look of the sink area and kitchen area. Massive ceramic sink. It's a hard surface. Fit that back in place. You see how well they fit in. Get a little Moen and with an extension. You have an Insta-Hot system, so this coach is, of course, it's equipped with the Webasto hydronic heating system, which provides unlimited hot water. It's diesel fired. It also has a 120 volt water heater, as well as heat pumps and all sorts of cooling systems that are really fantastic. But you also have an Insta-Hot system, so you don't have to fire up your Webasto. Another insert for your Gaggenau. This is a really high output dual burner, or it's not a burner, a dual flat surface cooktop. Look how beautifully that fits into place. I mean, it just fits right in. It doesn't move around once you get it in there. It's really well fit. Over here you have some control panels. There are control panels for the lighting and things like that all over the coach. You have these SMX online. There are 3 control boxes for this. Controls your heating system. You can also turn on your 120 watt or 120 volt heating system from here. You also can turn on your 12 volt, they call it 12 volt heating. Essentially it's your Webasto heating system, your furnace. You can, hydronic heating that I mentioned earlier, you can turn it on through here. And you can also turn on your heat pumps all through these 3 separate control panels that access the controls for the climate control in the coach. So down under here you have a free coffee maker, and look at this, even free filters that go with the coach, and just more storage. And look at all these drawers. And by the way, it's just filled with a beautiful, beautiful feel. These are gorgeous, all bamboo. All these pieces are real metal, not plastic. And by the way, back in here, there's a toaster oven, or space for one. You can put whatever you like in there, but it's a nice little storage compartment to keep your toaster oven. Over to my right, we have our GE electric refrigerator. We've got some apple cider in there that goes with the coach. You also have a filtered water system for it, and it also is an ice maker. And by the way, it is automatically, electromagnetically locked during travel. So you can lock it when you're sitting here, when you're sitting here and stopped, but when it's going down the road, that's when you really want it to lock. And you can see those magnets down here. You see those little, they look like miniature hockey pucks. That's a really neat and innovative way to lock a door by using a button, not having to do some mechanical thing or something like that. Just a little thing. By the way, check out this. Very sleek. You don't even notice it, but you push that beautiful little, it looks like a brass. I don't think it's brass, but some sort of metal. And then you pull it out. Slide out pantry. All the carpeting in this coach is what Marathon calls cashew. That's the tint on the carpeting. But there really isn't that much carpeting. Most of the coach is tiled and with granite. And by the way, isn't that great? Granite floors. All right, you have more storage over here. These beautiful, elegant looking compartment doors. The wood color is called gold ribbon mahogany. And it really makes you feel like you're in a yacht when you're in the coach. It feels like you're in a really high-end road-going yacht. The mahogany is one of my favorite colors. on a wood, and the gold ribbon is excellent. You see, I guess they call it gold ribbon. You have these little stripes going down it and the grain of the wood. It looks beautiful. These have a good bit of resistance to them. Open it up. Great storage compartments. You have more over here. By the way, all the lights in the coach, like I mentioned earlier, but also in the interior, are LEDs. These are LEDs. All of these are LED lights except for the accent lighting, and there's one lamp over there, but everything else is completely LED. Now you have a beautiful leather dinette area here. And check out the accent lighting that's placed within this countertop here, this anthracite. You see that? It's coming up through the cracks of the anthracite countertop. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of engineering and a beautiful piece of accent lighting. Again, that anthracite is continued on the windowsill on the driver's side of the coach. And look at the massive windows this coach has. Most RVs have windows about this size down here, and not nearly as many. But this one has huge windows, and I like how most of them are not, this is like an emergency, fire exit, but all the other ones don't have that. So you have this huge piece of glass and provides fantastic visibility. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the previous owners had this coach done by Marathon, upgraded. Now, what this coach came with originally was a very old school, 2003 is a long time ago in technology terms. So they had it upgraded to, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's done by Marathon to upgrade older Marathon coaches. And essentially you have all your controls right here, TechLink, through an iPad. So I can go out of here. See, it's an iPad. And it's way sleeker, way better to operate. So let's see, home. Hold on. Sometimes you have to shut the app down. Then come back to it. Because I've left this thing on for a few days now. Now you see, this is all your blind controls. So you can control, look at that, brand new upgraded TV. You've got a new smart TV there, smart TV outside, and an upgraded smart TV in the bedroom as well. And you can still control them just like the Prevost had in 2003 with a touchpad, except now you're controlling a new smart TV with an iPad. So look at that. That's your controls for your TV. Isn't that great? Now let me go over to, you can control your lighting as well, master lights, all accent. You can even turn your awning lights on. Now remember, the awning lights were aftermarket. So the people who owned this before and Marathon coach manufacturer were so detail oriented, they even integrated the awning light aftermarket upgrade into the TechLink system in this iPad. That's a huge plus. I mean, this costs a lot of money, and it requires a lot of attention to detail and respecting the details to have that put on this. Now we go to, let's see, I want to go into the salon. It wants me to go this way. You really have to spend time with this coach to understand and fully figure out how to operate the coach. So I'm going to say all blinds down. And now all the blinds in the salon area are coming down. This is really fantastic. There it is. They're all coming down with a push of a button. Now you can obviously individually control them if you'd like from this iPad. However, I just pressed the all of them down. That is an amazing system to have, especially the fact that you can control all your TVs from, and see, I can even connect with a DirecTV remote. They had the DirecTV put into this. They also had your Bluetooth player remote put into this. It's really fantastic. You have all the controls. It's basically a single universal remote except on an iPad, which just makes it 10 times better to use and a lot easier to use. See, look, there's our TV. It's up there operating. It's a smart TV. Huge upgrade. I can't even begin to convey how important it is and how expensive it is to have that done, and how nice it is to use on a coach. You come in the coach, it does not feel like a 2003, even though it's got all the beautiful, elegant coach work from 2003. It has that amazing upgrade. So I'm going to continue on. Let's step into the bathroom here. Again, beautiful accent lights. The granite continues in this back bathroom area. Now, you also have those 120 volt heaters They can pump heat out and cool and heat your feet up in the bathroom area. So the bathroom has its own little individual heaters for the floor. It has one in the toilet area, has one here in the bathroom shower area, so you can heat your feet up. It also has one in the kitchen area. Again, sand, Mojave sand, anthracite continued back in the bathroom area. That mahogany is beautiful. It goes really well with all the rest of the colors in this anthracite in here. Huge vanity mirror. Lots of cabinet space back behind it. You have a fantastic fan vent for the shower, which is a genius idea. And let's talk about the shower. We've got a glass enclosed shower here. That's all right. I'm standing in the shower area here, and this is a really gorgeous, spacious shower area we have here. That fantastic fan vent is up here, which is perfect. If it gets way too steamy in here, which is likely to do because this has an unlimited hot water system, you can just flick it on a low setting and just extract some of that steam out, which is really nice. Now this is all finished in that sand Mojave anthracite, and you have the granite inserts here to provide a beautiful design here. These little diamond shapes and this gorgeous granite lines underneath and above. This is also really nice. This is not plastic. This is made out of the anthracite. It's a soap holder. This is really well crafted and built. It feels sturdy. There are little holes in it so water doesn't build up and it feeds down into your drain. Now this is a really, really nice shower setup. Probably nicer than I would bet most of our watchers' showers and really our showers in our house as well. It has a temperature sensing valve in the hot water side of the inputs in here for the shower head. So what that means is it has settings on the shower, the faucet setting here. So you can go to 100 degrees, 110, all the way down into, obviously if you want to have cold water, but it goes to 70 degrees. So what that temperature sensing valve does is if you set it at 100 degrees, let's say your Webasto, you just flicked it on, and it's not all the way up to full temperature, it may be at 120 degrees, 110 degrees, and you set it at 100 degrees, the temperature sensing valve control will vary the amount of hot water that comes out of your faucet, which means when you set it at 100, it doesn't matter where your temperature is in your Webasto system or if you heated it using your engine, it will always be at 100 degrees. So you have extreme control at the temperature that's coming out of your shower head. That is a really nice touch to have in a shower. You're always at perfect temperature. This is magnetically shut, by the way, and there's an extra little clip down there that goes to hold it while you're going down the road, but this magnetic thing works just fine. Now, in the toilet area, that is a push-button porcelain toilet. You've got a beautiful little mirror behind it. You have a mahogany, that gold ribbon mahogany going up and just surrounding all the areas in this bathroom area except for that here, that spot right there on the driver's side with this great little storage compartment, all carpeted, clicks into place. Got your controls. You've got an individual vent fan in here. Check out this. This is really beautiful. It looks like brass with some kind of metal, just towel racks. Let's step into the bedroom area here. And that bathroom area is very spacious, by the way. But first thing on your right in the bedroom area, we have a washer dryer stack set up here. And look how perfectly they fit in these spaces that they have designed. It's a really well-designed space for them to fit in. They fit right in. There's no gaps. You can't see funky wires going on. It just looks beautiful when you open it up. I'll click right into place here. I've got both little nightstands with drawers for both the, his and her or whoever is going to be sleeping in the bed. You have both sides have little nightstands. You have temperature control unit, the SMX for the rear air conditioning system. It has a quiet, cool setting, which means when you press that, it sort of decreases the sound of airflow coming back here. So if you're sleeping and the airflow of your air conditioning or heating is bothering you, you can press that quiet, cool, and it'll just quietly, if it's heat pumps or air conditioning, it'll quiet that system down. Back here is your Samsung Smart TV. This is an upgrade done by Marathon, paid for by the previous owner. Now in here you have a separate DirecTV, box. You also have your WinGuard controls for in-motion satellite dish, a Blu-ray player. You have a little radio back here. Storage compartment up top. All this drawer space down here. These are huge, deep drawers, all mahogany. On here we have a huge storage compartment. That is a comforter. that, by the way, is brand new. I got it out of the package and put it on the bed only to realize that the coach actually had the original cover for it, that green cover we have on the bed right now. So then I took it off, and unfortunately it doesn't look so new now out of the cover, but this is brand new. We also have a bunch of brand new pillows still in the package, all kinds of sheets, things that go with it. Just a lot of new stuff in the coach. And there's a component for your pressure probe, because this coach is equipped with a Pressure Pro monitoring system for your tire pressures. And there's another unit up in the front in the driver's area which allows you to monitor. By the way, anthracite finished here. All you have, the windowsills are again anthracite. It's a beautiful, very, very luxurious bedroom we have here, and this green really goes well. By the way, the whole ceiling of the coach is an ultra leather. It's a Alcantara finish, so it's like a suede leather. And in that we have fiber optics. The entire coach, these beautiful design. It has like a burgundy carpeted Alcantara backdrop, and then you have the it's like a cashew color Alcantara on top. And then in these crevices we have fiber optics that can constantly change colors. They can cycle through the colors like they're doing right now, or you can keep them at one color setting. So it's a beautiful accent piece the entire ceiling is covered with. By the way, all these shades in the back of this coach are electric. You can take a step back here. Before we conclude the interior video, just enjoy the luxuriousness of everything in the coach. So, oh, and by the way, you see that fabric up there? That's covered in that beautiful, it's a green with the accent lights around it. We have an entire roll that comes with the coach of extra fabric, just in case. You also have extra of that carpeting underneath. So there's a lot of extra material. I believe there's some extra of this Alcantara suede fabric as well. There's extra burgundy. A lot of extra stuff that would be really excruciatingly expensive and time consuming to find and actually get from Marathon, that the coach already has that comes with it. So that's really nice that it has that. Also, note that it has all the original cups. You've got Marathon. This looks like it could be nice bourbon or scotch cups, or just orange juice cups. And there's accent lights in there. You also have all these wine glasses and just regular cups, all say Marathon coach. It's rare you see that all of them are intact and perfectly in display. Beautiful little display centers. All right, that'll conclude the interior part of this coach. So I'm going to talk you through the cockpit area and all the awesome controls you have at your fingertips sitting in the cockpit area, and a cool little benefit of sitting in that chair right there. So, and then after that, we're going to hit the road, and I'm pretty excited to show you how this thing drives. So let's go. This is a quick insert, and my camera person actually reminded me of it. I'm very thankful for that. This is an optional add-on here. It's like an extra wardrobe here, and there's a bunch of, this is the packaging for that, you know, White Goose down comforter that I mentioned later. And this is the extra fabric that I will also mention later. And then you have some other brand new things that have never come out of the packages, like bath mats, things like that. They're all brand new. But this is a really nice optional feature to have here. Automatic lights in here. It's a huge wardrobe, really nice extra space to have. So you have this and that other rear wardrobe. All right, sorry. All right, so as promised, I'm going to go over some things and all the stuff that it has. So right here, it's showing you what model it is, and you have the original Marathon coach with all the coach documentation and things like that. Now right here is the mileage log that was taken by the previous owner. So we've got all the mileage. They seem to have it. They bought it around 80,000 miles or something like that. So you have all the, you know, shows you some stuff that he did, some modifications he made, the miles per gallon. Look at this, 7.5 miles to the gallon, 7.6. We have one at 3.3 miles to the gallon, but it's getting pretty good miles to the gallon. Let's close that. Right here is the maintenance log, and check this out. 270 amp, replace pulley, fuel filter, Kohler generator, had the replace sensors and thermostats, Detroit diesel. I'm not going to go into full detail on all of what this is, but there's a lot of money spent on it. This was done at Excalibur, which is a great company for Prevost maintenance. Replace bedroom air conditioner, replace front airbags, Florida Detroit diesel, drain and replace transmission, get it serviced, test coolant, Detroit diesel, valve adjustment, Jake's brake solenoid testament, fitted and adjustment, breather hose replaced, intake and boost hose replaced, Marathon, Florida, change hubs and rear end to synthetic oil, Replace shocks with Coney shocks, done at Marathon Coach. East Tennessee Luxury Coach, which is another great maintenance place for these Prevost buses. Just some lube chassis, basic maintenance. Detroit Diesel, diagnostic report pulled, ordered new style fuel filter, part ordered for recall. Prevost Jackson, this is a Prevost in Jacksonville, Florida, pressure checked on the coach. East Tennessee Luxury Coach, replace engine fan clutch, replace R12, R14 valves, chassis, replace chassis batteries, replace red dog bone bushings with black. It's got new dog bone bushings here. This is all kinds of air stuff. Replace SMC valve for floor slide, replaced valve. Marathon Coach, replaced air amp solenoid. Checked entertainment bay. East Tennessee Luxury Coach, replaced 315 tags with 365 from the front. Replaced the stack valve, replaced Vanner equalizer. Prevost Jacksonville, replaced front tie rod assemblies and had an alignment. Installed curbside awning lights at Marathon. Replace curbside rear awning motor. Install secondary switch for curbside toll booth window. Mount Garmin GPS. This was a center part of windshield, so done by Marathon. Marathon also performed an engine maintenance. Installed 2 new inverter fans. Ozark Tire Tire Center. Replaced front curbside 365. They had a warranty, so replace valve system. So this is all kinds of stuff. Look, Marathon, Florida, Prevost side air leaks, fix that. Alternator oil seal leaks, fix that. Dash AC, replace air pressure tank. Marathon, Florida, tighten. I mean, this is really crazy. All this stuff that TechLink adjusted for. So all the upgrades that I talked about is in here, plus a whole lot more. Got a new water pump, replace driver's side awning motor. Look, program iPad for on controls. That's what it's called, on controls. Upgrade to 3 digital TVs and Blu-ray players. Bay entertainment cabinet remodeled. Bedroom TV mounted on window. Bedroom cabinet remodeled. This is all, look at all this. This is crazy. All the stuff that he had done to it. Replace drive axle suspension bushings. Tag axle suspension bushings. Control arms. Rear dog bones. Tag axle shock absorber. Transmission yoke seal. Power steering cover gasket, upper valve cover gasket, full alignment, brake pad on drivers. Prevost Jacksonville, install idler pulley. And Marathon, Florida, preventative maintenance, air, oil filters, lube chassis. So this is a whole lot of great maintenance that the coach has received. And here we have a bunch of Prevost stuff and schematics, more general information, service manual. We have the original Prevost owner's manual for the Mirage XL2. We have the original, I'm going to cover up their name here. I don't want you to see that. But we have, look, this is the original colors of the coach and the schematic of the colors. We also have the interior schematic and choices made. I also have the original spec sheet, and somewhere in here there is that Detroit information and report pooled, which is just, here it is. Look how extensive this is. This is a huge document from Detroit, and all this information goes with the coach. All this information on the Detroit engine was pooled by a Detroit. I mean, this is really, really important information to have. Detroit Diesel Diagnostic Link. This is a fantastic thing to have. We have all kinds of other owner's manual. I haven't even pulled them out. So the information and documentation that goes with this coach is extensive as it could possibly be. All right, so we're about to hit the road, and I'm just going to walk around and make my quick check of the compartment doors, make sure they're all closed and locked. And I just wanted to show you the coach at night with all its LEDs running. Actually, I mean, not all the LEDs are running. I don't have the headlights on right now. So this is just patio lights that are on. And you can see how bright they really illuminate the exterior of the coach. I mean, it's 7:30 right now in South Carolina in December. So light has been out. The sun has been gone for a while. So you can see how well it illuminates the outside of the coach. And the coach looks gorgeous. Those are just running lights that are on right now. Again, headlights are not on. But check out that awning strip light. It looks really good. All right, this is a quick overview of the cockpit area. So to my left, I have all sorts of controls. I have an auxiliary battery start. I can turn on the salon, galley, bedroom air conditioners. I've got a little extra driver light here, which I'm going to turn on. Just press that button. I also have a master driver, so I can cut off all the lights behind me if I want to. So if you're sitting here driving at night and all of a sudden it becomes glare, you can quickly kill the lights behind you. Now right there is your leveling system for air. You have your emergency brake. There's your pressure pro system back there. Cruise control buttons. Allison 6-speed transmission. It's got a double stage Jake brake. You have a fast idle button, so when you engage that fast idle button, watch the RPMs. That's nice. You want to quickly build up air. Got heated lights. You can put the tag axle in docking or cornering mode. You've got a little computer system there that can show you fuel economy, time of day, things like that. Then all your basic, items here on the dash: tack, speedometer, fuel. By the way, 250-gallon fuel tank. I mentioned earlier that's the largest fuel tank that any model Prevost had in 2003. Your screen's backup monitor, so to engage, I just click that, turn it on. Hope you can see what's going on. Yep, so that's my backup camera, and then I press screens to toggle between different things in the computer. Oh, I have to disengage backup monitor. So it's first you turn off backup monitor. So shore inverters, shows what power you got coming in. Display. You have a GPS, generator, temperature outside, storage bay, water bay. So it's really nice. Just some other information you got going on here. Marathon coach. So this is really nice to have all of these systems. Check that out, holding tank. That's a beautiful little screen right there showing what's going on. And this is equipped with a GPS system in there, but that's from 03, and the previous owners had this professionally installed a Garmin RV setup system. So right there it has all the roads that you can take with a tall coach like this. GPS system set up with it. So that's really nice. Radio, all your front window shades, controls. So great cockpit area. And by the way, this chair is on an airbag. So that's another little added comfort piece of the pilot chair here. You have a tag dump to your left as well. CB radio to my right. Cup holders. Beautiful cup holder setup. And there's a storage compartment over there as well. All right, let's hit the road. I'm really excited to hit the road in this thing. It's a great coach to drive. We're getting on the highway now in this coach, and this Detroit 12.7 liter Series 60 is butter smooth, and the chassis is also phenomenal. It's one of the best bus chassis, arguably the best bus chassis on the market that you can buy. And I feel no vibrations from the engine whatsoever. Now I'm merging here. The coach is super smooth. There's very little sounds from the rest of the coach. There's actually, right now, no sounds from the rest of the coach. It's so peaceful in here. The driving experience is second to none. And I'm going to set cruise control. I'm at 68 miles an hour, so I'm going to turn it on and then press set. And we're at almost 70 miles an hour here. And notice the wind noise, or the lack of wind noise. There's no wind noise, almost. I mean, and compared to every other coach on the market, this is the best and the most quiet driving experience out there. And the smoothness is amazing. I mean, I'm driving it like a car. I have my hand just kind of hanging on, just kind of moving it around, making the slight adjustment I need up here and there. But that upgraded 365 tire size on the tag provides a little extra stability going down the road. You have a little more grip, and it absorbs a little more of the bumps. But this coach drives excellently. I mean, the previous owner had all the bushings up here replaced. We've got that Coney suspension. We've got new airbags. It drives so well. Words can't really convey how well it drives. And I've said that a few times during the video, and it's because I really believe that to be true. Unless you're in person and you're actually driving and feeling the coach, it's hard to tell, but I'm trying to convey as honestly and as best I can. So I'm going to switch lanes here. Now, being a 40-footer, it's really easy to get in and out of parking lots as well. As you probably have seen, we operate out of a storage facility, and it's really tight. And this thing has no trouble getting in and out. The 45-footers, that extra 5 feet, the little longer wheelbase can make it a little more annoying to get in and out of tight spaces. In this coach, I mean, I took it to fuel it up at a QT, and I got in just just easy. I didn't even go on the last aisle. I went in one of the middle aisles to fill up. And this coach is just super smooth. This is a pneumatic chair, by the way, so most everything is pneumatic on it. Nice MR2, by the way. And this is so smooth to drive. That 12.7 liter, especially in this 40-foot, this is the same engine they put in the 45s, which weigh more than this coach. It's got plenty of power. I mean, it's got loads of power. You'll never be wishing you had a bigger engine. And honestly, the Detroit Series 60 is one of the best engines that you can put in this coach, and that's why Prevost come with Detroit Series 60, because they're the smoothest. They've got a crap ton of torque, and they're great motors all around. And this coach is so quiet. It's so smooth. This is the best driving experience I've had in a coach. I remember saying that. We had a 2000 model Prevost Venturi H345. I remember saying that's one of the best, if not the best, driving coaches I've ever had or ever been in. And this one takes the cake. And I simply think it's because of all the upgrades it has on the suspension, the Koni upgrade. It has 4 new airbags. All the bushings, all the control arms have been replaced within the last few years. All right, so I just wanted to turn around and get back on the highway, going back towards our storage facility here. And yeah, so I mean, this is legitimately, I just told my camera person off camera that I'm not lying when I say this is the best coach as far as driving experience I've ever driven. This thing is phenomenal. And that's not to knock anything else that I've driven. It's just, this takes the cake. You know, when it comes to excellence, Prevost are known for their driving experience. And let me set cruise control at 71 miles an hour. And combine that with the fact that the previous owner replaced the entire front control arm assembly. He replaced the dog arm control arms in the back. He replaced 4 airbags. We've got the upgraded 365 tire size on the tag axle. And the Koni, all the Koni struts, all the struts have been changed out with Koni suspension. Look up Koni. Koni is one of the top leading high-end suspension makers in the business. You know, they make a lot of sports car suspensions. They make luxury car suspensions. They're top leader in suspension. And the upgrades, I mean, this coach just tracks. It feels like it's on rails. This is the best coach I've ever driven. It's super quiet. The noise from the back is minimal. There's actually, right now, there's no noise coming from the back. We're listening. Maybe when you hit a bump, occasionally you hear a little small rattle, but when you're on a road like this, nothing from the back. The wind noise is minimal. The wind noise is super quiet. And when you're sitting in this, I mean, it feels like you're on, you know, a really high-class private jet. It's super quiet. And it's so comfortable to sit here in the seat, and the steering experience, it's fun to drive. It's actually really fun to drive. You enjoy it because everything is so rewarding that the steering inputs are smooth. When you do this, it's a smooth input. There's no play in the steering. You know, a lot of things, big coaches especially, when you do there's a little bit of play in the steering, but this has 0 play. And it's so smooth, the engine is smooth, and I'm gonna repeat myself here and there. But this is the best driving machine I've ever driven as far as comfort goes, the best bus. So that's gonna conclude the video here. You know, I really don't have much else to say. The coach speaks for itself, and the reason we do the videos is to point out a lot of the flaws, but this coach really has almost no flaws besides those few rock chips on the front. It's been extremely well maintained, and it's a beautiful coach inside and out. The paint job is extravagant. The driving experience is phenomenal. It's an all-around amazing Prevost bus that's been meticulously maintained. It has a lot of tasteful upgrades that's been done at Marathon Coach, professionally done by the original manufacturers, and it's an amazing coach. What else can I say? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did. I've loved presenting this coach, and a quick apology for the road, because we have a lot of construction here. But a quick apology for all the cuts. We've had everything go wrong on us today, from the batteries going bad twice. We ran out of SD card space twice. So a lot of stuff going wrong for us today, but we made it through it. Thankfully, I'm really passionate about motorhomes, and I'm really passionate about these Prevost buses. They're a lot of fun to get in depth with and spend a lot of time with and play with especially to drive. So anyways, if you have any questions, check out the description below. We'll have a link to our advertisement for the coach, which includes extensive pictures on it and also our phone numbers that you can call and contact us with. So a quick number shout out to my dad. You can call or text him if you have any more questions on the bus, or if you want to schedule an appointment to come take a look at it, call or text him at 864-404-0054. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.